Alright, so I had a recent game with the Black Cat that I'm actually quite proud of. I had been really trying to get some good games with this thing, and I had a goal of getting at least 10 kills with no deaths. And this one, I was able to get 11 kills and 4 assists with no deaths. I did actually get close a couple times, really close. And man, when you actually end up getting so far into a game with so many kills, and I thought I could make it through that without having to stop, but clearly that wasn't the case. It just gets like more and more intense. This is definitely not a game that you want to play if you want to relax the nerves and just relax. Yeah, it is definitely not that type of game. So with this tank, I mean, it's been kind of a tricky one, and it's one that I've been able to either get sometimes like, you know, 4, 5, 6, and maybe, you know, 7. I have had, you know, like a couple 8 kills before dying games, but yeah, this one I was actually just kind of really proud of, just wanted to feature. And it's a tank I've really been enjoying. It's actually been one of my favorite on the American side. And for those that have seen Spoketon's recent video, shout out to him. Thank you for putting me in his montage. I think it was the M64, the Chinese new premium came out. I think that's what it is. Like the M64 experience video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But thank you, Spoketon, for putting me in there as one of your subjects to get killed. Yes, I think I ended up getting shot by Spoketon. I can't remember the name of the map. It reminds me of Italy or Rome or something like that. But anyway, you'll see my username come up in the video as stud_muffin1986, and that is my in-game name. So just trying to spot a lot of these guys. And you know, the Black Cat is a vehicle that I've kind of learned you've got to be very particular about your shots. Because it doesn't have the greatest penetration, and if you don't pen, it can really put you in a bad spot. Enemies start marking you on the map, you get cornered really easily, and it just puts you in such a bad spot. And what I've kind of noticed when playing this game is sometimes, first of all, it really is a game of hide and seek. And I don't know, because of that element, it almost kind of makes it seem that much more entertaining or fun to play. The other thing is kind of taking the routes that are least expected. After playing War Thunder for so long, I've kind of learned that there are like very popular routes that players typically go that make it actually kind of predictable on where to go and what to do. Now this one I wasn't really sure which one, because I haven't played this situation a whole lot, and I love being the type to rely on much more harder cover. See, I see the Black Prince and I just get nailed. I'm looking around and I just think I'm dead. I think somebody was in that tunnel and I thought maybe they had like just backed up or something. Luckily I was able to slide right behind this dead tank, and I can see him over there in the corner. Mark him on the map for my friend. And I'm feeling pretty good about pushing up this far because I do have one other teammate who can help me out here. Hoping I can get repaired before... I know he's probably marking me on the map. And at this point I'm like, yeah, it's probably game over for me. And this is typically about, I think, where I'll get like maybe a couple kills. Like 2 or 3 kills, and then I die. But yeah, thank you for that player dying early enough on to save me and kind of let me get that shot right between his cannon and the rest of his tank. So trying to mark this guy on the map. I definitely do not have a shot on that Black Prince. That Black Prince has really good armor. I struggle enough as it is just trying to penetrate the front of a Tiger sometimes. So yeah, I'm not even gonna try that thing. I don't even know if I can penetrate that. So we're in a pretty good advantageous spot here, and I'm either trying to spot enemies. This is a really good high traffic zone because we've got the only capture point right over here in A. letting enemies just kind of push up and make the mistakes here while I just assess the situation. And I see I've got a tiger there over on the left, and it looks like he was able to take out the Black Prince. So props to him. Awesome job. That kind of, now that he's kind of keeping eyes on the other side of the freeway for me, I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe I have a chance to go ahead and cross over and get into the action a little bit more. Maybe see if we can come up around and behind some of these guys. And a lot of my teammates are dying. We're starting to lose the A cap. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm seeing shells kind of fly through here, so I don't want to put myself in the trajectory. And look at this, just an absolute massacre. It's even kind of funny to see some of these really lightly armored tanks in here, because it's almost like, wow, going just right in there in the heat of it. I know if I were to go right in the middle of that, it would have just been, I would have been toast, like right at the beginning. I've also kind of learned with this thing that this thing is also a plane magnet. I think just because it's so lightly armored. See, and I see this thing, and I know I've had multiple issues penetrating this thing, and that's why I have to use the APCR, and if I get the side of the turret, I know I can kill him, but I was able to get the side of that IS, so I was actually quite happy about that. I've kind of learned what ammo I need to use on what tanks. Now, this is at this point I noticed my friend over to my left had just died, and I'm starting to see some enemies on my left. Oh man, I thought I was dead here. I thought for sure that SU was going to get the shot off. So, event number 2 of where I thought I was just toast. Seriously, sometimes, friends, luck is just on your side. And this was one where I felt like I actually was getting pretty lucky. Now, I'm hearing some traffic behind me through this spawn. I'm still wanting to cut over, but I don't want to just completely... because that is a very open road, and there's 2 spawns. So I see these 2 guys, and then I see this guy, and I'm like, oh, perfect. And it looked like he was starting to slow down. I thought he had seen me, and he was going to come after, so I just start chasing this other M4 down, hoping that maybe he didn't know of his friend that just died behind him. I know sometimes for me, I kind of get focused on what's happening in front of me, and I forget to look at my map sometimes. Hear him, and I was actually quite happy that shot killed him, because I was actually trying to hit his side, but that up and down motion of when you hit the brakes, like, throws me off sometimes. Now, I feel like this kind of helps put me in a good spot, because I'm a little bit more level with where my team is out, and I'm not too far up. I'm not staying in the same position, which I know if I end up staying in a position for too long, it becomes a very famous place for people to hone in. I most likely been on the marked on the map, and then planes just start diving in. I'll be honest with you, at this point, I thought I would have been killed by a plane by now. And I'm trying to get better at, I'm thinking I'm hearing some engine sounds, and I'm trying to get better at this. And I can hear something, but I can't tell if that's my friend moving over on the other side, or if that's maybe an enemy coming down around the corner here.
Just a little more effort, and victory will surely be ours.
That is the thing I've learned, is the only way that I seem to do pretty good at this vehicle is when I'm able to use that element of surprise, totally catching enemies off guard and being able to shoot their weak spots. Look at these awesome teammates. Seriously, my team, I have to like give credit for this game, because they really like helped me out quite a bit. And thank you RNG for being on my side. Now I was trying to see, like, this is like quite the trade-off back and forth from who had this capture point. This was a crazy battle. Now I'm still wanting to cut over there, but we have had some pretty good action over on this side. And I love these kind of maps, honestly. Like, I love these maps that aren't like super big, like Fields of Poland or something, like where you have to drive a ton before getting into the match. Like, I'll be honest with you, I am not a fan of those super big maps, and maybe it's just my old self or my old just the feeling of Blitz a little bit coming back at me, where, you know, the maps are only so big. And it's so funny because, you know, for those that are still subscribed to my channel playing Blitz, you know, that was something that everybody wanted, was massive maps. And after playing this game, these maps that are just so big, I actually prefer them a little bit smaller, because you can get in the action more, and it's just like, yeah, just much quicker, lot more happening. And I don't know, I feel like it's more fun, whereas like these maps that are just too big, it takes you just forever to drive and get to places and find enemies. Now, I've seen these guys do this. I can't remember the name of this tank. They'll just sit there and just keep firing at a tank. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I can see a fire. But I don't think he was actually dead, because he keeps firing. But these guys will just sit there and just keep firing. And I'm not sure like what he was firing. Actually, now that I'm looking at this, I'm seeing that he's dead. So it looks like maybe it was a different enemy. And we're doing pretty good. And I'll be honest with you, I've kind of completely neglected the air. It doesn't even look like those may be most enemy planes. But man, excellent shot there right on the side, and I'm coming up, and there's another one just like right here. I thought he was dead for a second because it was kind of dark. So here we are, 9 kills and 4 assists. And I'm thinking, okay, in order to reach my goal, I need 1 more. So I've got a teammate kind of paying attention over to the left. I'm kind of thinking this isn't not going to be a great spot, because if something comes down that road in front of me, I'm going to be facing the front of whatever armor is, yeah, going to be looking at me. And I didn't realize I was poking out there a little bit. Even if I was poking out and an enemy did see me, I'm sure that Jagdpanzer would have been able to take him out. And honestly, like, I feel like this game is all about, you know, just taking risks sometimes. And I can hear enemies pushing, and I'm like, holy cow. Good thing I didn't push any later than I did. Because I can hear, like, a few guys coming down around these corners. There it is, the magic 10. Once I hit the 10, I was like, okay, I can die. And I was like, I'll just stop and see. And able to get the 11th kill. Man, that just feels so good. Love getting those games. I've had, like, you know, a few of those. I'm still learning a lot about these games. And I just feel like with this game, it is like, look, fail fast, do what you can to, like, just go in, don't be scared. You know, even if you get yourself killed like a ton of times, just fail fast so you can get to the point of winning much more often faster. So, anyway, that's basically it. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the vid. This is the Muffin here. You guys stay cool and keep tanking.